Oh, you have it on the button now.
Bingo! Welcome
Nice.
everybody to the Hot Dish Podcast. Cody's back.
I am back.
I'm your host, Jordan Zervis, and today I have with me. Oh, freaked out.
What? Oh, your girlfriend's home.
No, the camera's up there. It's flash. I don't know what happened up there. I have with me Brandon
As always.
and Cody.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Where you
It's
been?
good. Colorado, finding myself, as you said in your last podcast. It was a long journey, but you get on top of that mountain, feed some chipmunks.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. There's actually we climbed
Finding your inner zen.
Yes, we found a trail. It was actually kind of like a huge pain in the ass because we wanted to go to Estes Park, which is like Rocky Mountain State Park, National Park stuff. So like we wanted to do that just like because I've never been to that part of Colorado, and so we were driving out there and it was really busy. And there's one thing in Colorado that happens that I've never seen happen anywhere else. There were elk on the side of the road.
Oh, cool.
And which is pretty cool, but I mean they're just big deer. Like, because it wasn't like a giant bull elk where it's like huge.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a buck technically, or what? Is it a bull? Because like
bull.
moose, it's a bull.
I believe it's bull.
Yeah,
Sure.
so,
Let's
yeah.
just go with that.
But anyway, that's the case. So like, but people were like stopped in the middle of the road to take pictures of elk on the side of the road, and it's not like we were like on a country road. This is like the main highway going into Estes Park, and so it was like. Like,
Thanks, people.
At least pull over to the side. Like, I'm all for you, like, showing your kids, like, look at these elk. They're so different than deer from home. But, like, it was just...
They're so big. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But anyway, I mean, that was, that there's going to be dumb people no matter where you go.
I've never been to a zoo. I mean, there's...
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Like, if there's a giraffe on the side of the road, yeah, stop and take pictures.
Because it's like, it's probably not going to be there, and it probably shouldn't be there, and it probably escaped from the zoo.
Yes.
So take a picture of it while you can.
If you're like cruising through and you see a whale jump out of a lake or something in Colorado, you're like, yeah, okay, stop and take a picture. But it's like, it's a deer. So, but we found a trail eventually that was called Lumpy Ridge Trail.
Lumpy Ridge.
Yeah. At the top there was a little lake called Gem Lake. So I was like, oh, it's perfect.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
Was the bridge lumpy?
Lumpy Ridge.
Was the ridge lumpy?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's rocks.
Come on, Jordan.
Could have been like smooth
Come on.
concrete. I don't know how shitty would that have been if it was like lumpy ridge and it was like smooth concrete path all the way up.
Just a sand trail.
The irony.
Yeah.
The irony of it all.
But yeah, at the top there was, because tourists go there all the time, and there's like a mob of chipmunks.
Nice. Oh,
That
they get
just,
fed
like,
a lot?
yeah.
They absolutely know what's going on.
So Renee and I just, when we got to the top finally, because it's like I think I don't remember how many miles it was. I know Renee could probably remind me. I thought it was probably like almost 3 miles up. I think it was like 2.7 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then you also have to walk that back down, and it's all uphill in the mountains and the altitude. So it's like it's quite a bit of work actually. But and Renee has asthma, so that wasn't so.
I know.
Fun. But
Carry over the shoulder, fireman
yeah.
style.
But when we got to the top, it was pretty cool. We had like pretzels and beef jerky with us and stuff. Because like I'm not walking that far and not having snacks. But, so as soon as we took the pretzels out, the chipmunks were like all over us. Like they'll crawl on your lap and they'll like come in your hand and stuff, and like yeah, it was pretty cool. But yeah, so she probably fed like it was the same like 5 chipmunks, but she gave them like 80 pretzels. It seemed like, and, like a lot of them would leave, eat it, and then come back. But this one just kept going, and then he'd pack his cheek and then come back, and he's like, "I didn't get any yet."
They absolutely know what's going on.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was
Absolutely
pretty funny,
know what's going on. They're
so
like, ooh, look at this.
I like to think there's like a little like mafia system going on up there with chipmunks, just like.
The way the chipmunks are the mafia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so like normal chipmunks, they can like stuff their face full. Is like that. Does the head mafia chipmunk have their just giant
cheeks? Yeah. Yeah.
The mafia person always has like the mouthful, whatever.
Or maybe it's like they get all this food from humans, and the reason he's packing his cheeks is so he can pay it to the mafia later. And the mafia is actually like crows or something.
And then he just goes, I got your stuff.
Yeah.
Just gets it out. There you go. There's a pretzel.
And then the crow's like, just like Mama used to give me. It's like, that's right. Mama birds like puke in their babies' mouths. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like just like they liked it.
Why are we frozen?
Good afternoon to you too.
Why are we frozen? Oh, what happened?
Is it actually frozen?
Yeah,
or is it just...
you pointed it out.
I was like, yep, because I took a sip. Oh, hey!
It's just the way live streams go. And just like that, Jordan's gone.
Yeah, boom! Disappeared. We got rid of him in the moment. Of whatever.
He's actually gone.
Yeah, now he just left the room. Good afternoon to you too, Echo Man 16.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on and
Yes.
watching with us. So, what else did you do in Colorado? We're just talking about what Cody has done.
Yeah. Need to refresh. I think it's just
Are
a
we
little.
good?
It might be a little behind for him because it looks like we are good to go on our end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just froze.
Do you guys know who that is?
No idea.
Okay, cool.
Well, hello there, stranger.
Mm-hmm.
The Facebook page has been going smoothly, so I noticed a bunch of new likes. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool. Did you see on the YouTube video that one of the YouTube videos we uploaded? Some guy commented and said to check out his hot dish video.
Yeah, I didn't know what the video
Wait,
he
what?
was talking about though.
There was
I
a
saw
link.
that.
You just click on it.
I didn't see a link. Maybe I missed it.
Yeah, there was a link. I clicked on it and I watched it and then I replied to him because it was like a
Yeah.
weird video, but it wasn't like bad. It was funny and weird.
Okay, I didn't. Yeah,
I think it was like a.
I definitely saw it. I didn't think I saw a link though, so maybe I missed it.
Yeah, that was
But
few weeks ago now. I don't remember for sure, but it was like a music video, I think.
Oh, so
Frank
we're going there.
Right.
We're going there today, huh? Oh, well.
What do you think of the straight pride movement?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to really. I just know people say it because they get upset when they see like
Gay
LGBTQ
pride, yeah.
pride.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't really care. I think everyone should just be happy who they are. That's where I stand on that. I mean, no need to shroud others. Let's go heteros. Woot what?
Okay. To be perfectly honest, I don't think it's necessary.
No, I mean,
Really don't think it's necessary. But
well, I will say with the whole gay pride thing or like the LGBT thing, I don't know why it has to be a whole month long or stuff like that. Like it's a big thing.
that kind of goes.
Other things get they get a day. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I think it's weird. I'm not a very celebratory person in general. Like I don't celebrate birthdays. I don't any of that. So for me, it's like, just be proud of who you are, always. Like, and everyone should just accept that you're. I mean, with, constraints. Like we don't just like, oh, you just want to murder people. It's not. It's you. That's just who you are. But like,
you're a sociopath.
you're
Great for you. Congratulations.
But I also understand that like it's a community that's gone through a lot of pain and like they need something like this to kind of bring them to feel normal.
Yeah.
And then so it's like it's a thing.
It's a rallying kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like to get trying to lower suicide rates, and I'm all about that.
I was talking about the whole thing with like the reason they do it they do it for a month is so that all these companies can change their logo. And then just do that thing.
That's not.
No, listen. I'm saying not saying that's the reason why it's a month long. It's saying it lasts a month long. What should I say here? It lasts a month long, and these companies benefit off all this stuff because they can just do that.
That's the companies making it consumerism. That's not the point of it.
No, I didn't say it was the point. I'm saying that's what I just see is like these
companies all of a sudden are like, hey, they've got a month. Let's do this because they've got a month.
And it's just like show their. I don't know, and it's hard because like without actually talking to like the executives that put those campaigns together, it's hard to say. But then you have things like when Pepsi did the
Kendall Jenner, yeah.
So I mean, like that was obviously like you have known nothing about this whole situation. You just decided to get in on it and make money off of it. And that's why people were mad.
And you chose, and you chose a model who is in no way, shape, or form affected by it.
Right, but if you're just gonna change the color of your logo on your Facebook page, like that doesn't. How do you benefit from that?
The other people like definitely like, oh, we're doing the do a giant sale or something like that, or small. They do a promotion with it and stuff like that. Not saying it's a bad thing, but
I think it's important for the groups themselves to push it and stuff.
Yeah.
But if a company is just coming in to hijack it and be like, look at us, we're doing this, blah, 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 blah. And when in actuality, they don't really support it, but they just pretend they do.
It's like the people who, like, videotape themselves donating to the homeless for, like, a reaction on YouTube. Like, that's it's just, like, just do good deeds without trying to get attention for it. Like, maybe I would be, like, cooler about it if, like, it was like, oh, Xbox donated, like, $10,000 to, like, suicide awareness in the LGBTQ community. I'd be like, that's so cool.
A very subtle, but yet it's impactful.
Yeah, like, but it's also those companies that have nothing to do with LGBTQ, and so it's like, I don't know, I just see it a lot and they're all merging together.
Yeah, I mean, because there's been a whole debate too with the whole. I don't know if you've heard about the supposed new adpocalypse on YouTube.
I've heard like.
Is it new?
I've heard rumor of.
It might
dangerous
be.
Events,
it might be happening just because there was. Well, I'm gonna put it as there's a left-wing YouTuber and a right-wing YouTuber who basically the right-wing YouTuber calls the left-wing YouTuber a bunch of homophobic slurs and all this other stuff, and basically is just harassing him. And the right-wing or the left-wing YouTuber kind of brought it to YouTube's attention, and then YouTube, in classic YouTube fashion, fumbles gloriously with the response. But now what they've done since is they've demonetized the right-wing YouTuber, but it's also in fear of. After, long story short, they've demonetized that person, but they've, in the process, demonetized people who are not right-wing YouTubers. Yeah. Who are just...
Because it fit a blanket statement they made,
Yeah, because there are people who may be, like, watchdogs, or they just report, like, oh, here's, right-wingers doing terrible things.
I should take my headphones. I can't read the last one.
Yeah,
you should. Honestly, a game of search for trouble, then don't expect retaliation. I mean, I don't understand how... I mean, I don't really know who this is, and I'm not trying to call you out, but, like, I don't understand really how it's, like, being shoved down your throat or, like, searching for trouble when they're just saying, like, hey, we're here, we're proud of who we are. I mean, I guess I don't know everything that's happened, so it's hard for me to say that. Maybe, like, something has happened, but...
You guys talk about the apocalypse. I always assume that it would, like... It's always Google/YouTube, and just... It's always been... Right now, it's still bad. It hasn't been fixed. And then when this came out...
it's been just somewhat fixed.
It's another filter that they add on to. It's like, all right, we're going to now remove X from the
Well, see, in the middle of this whole thing...
I think it's the first one. You missed the comment above that.
Oh, no, it's like the NHL company is putting the logo movement, or LGBTQ movement, on its logo, and then say they support it when they don't.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of... I kind of touched on that, too. It's like... The companies come in and are like, oh, hey, we support all this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. Like, YouTube is a big thing where they, like... Look, we support our LGBTQ members, when historically they continually kind of shut down those.
Sure.
Whether it be intentionally or unintentionally, they kind of shut down those creators, which is kind of rough. But I mean, this whole situation is really touch and go.
It's been getting a lot worse recently, and I don't know. I think is. Like, I have no problem if you're gay or trans or something like that. Just, like, it doesn't affect me at all whatsoever. I can talk to any person that has that, that is gay, trans, whatever. And it's like, nothing's gonna happen to me. Nothing's gonna change about me. But when it's the fact that, recently, if you have offense to it for whatever reason, this whole month has just been ruined, or, like, it's awful for you. And so, because it's just being posted everywhere.
If that... But yeah,
I don't know.
I
mean,
so you mean to tell me if you are transphobic or homophobic, this month is terrible for you? Is that what you're kind of implying?
That's what they're seeing.
That's what they're saying.
I don't see it.
So you're saying, okay, so
all
you're
right,
basically saying that's their argument. Okay.
So if you're a transphobe or homophobe, that's what you're.
That's why they're all up in arms about with those whole things. Like, it's just. I have no problem with it being a month. Honestly, like, it'd be a month, fine, whatever. Because it's Black History Month. We have.
No, and those are
Thanksgiving month.
Yeah. Thanksgiving month.
all of November's Thanksgiving.
We love our Thanksgivingers.
You know it. 4th of July is
4th of Julyers, man, oh man.
You know July's Independence Month. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I've known people who are part of the LGBTQ community, and
There's people.
yeah, they're just people. There's nothing different about them.
I think it's just because there's like, I think there was a period of time, and I'm not gonna say it was like went away, but like when this whole problem kind of just like mellowed out. There was like a brief period of time, like after like gay marriage was legalized and like all this kind of stuff. Like there was a period of time where things got kind of mellow, and then now like the pendulum's in swing again. Because and that's the way I've heard somebody else describe it. I don't know who said it, but someone described it as like all of these like social movements are basically a pendulum. It might have even been Bill Burr, but like it was just basically like the pendulum was so far this way where it was like we were dragging people behind trucks. Yeah. Sorry, trigger warning, whatever. But like if you, and then it like came to the middle. Yeah. Once we like started legalizing everything, giving everybody equal rights, and now it's going this way where it's like, okay, now there's larger groups of people who want to say like, if you don't call me by my preferred gender, then you should be in jail. Like there are groups who say, like they should start censoring speech and like labeling things as hate speech, but. And I'm not generalizing saying the whole community feels that way. I'm just saying like the
there's
pendulum,
fringe groups. Yeah, there's fringe groups in
anything.
In anything.
But like, and I think those are getting blown out by like right wing media, and then like it's like it turns into
the right is really good at taking those little fringe things that happen and just blowing it as this is the entire movement, so you cannot do it because this is the entire movement, which is absurd.
With the
both
whole
sides do that
the
too.
whole LGBT thing, it is. Is it 100% in the United States, right?
What?
Being gay marriage and stuff like that.
It's across the board.
Yeah, it's like
so federal. Every state. So if you go to a state, it's like a regular marriage. It's a heterosexual marriage.
But some other countries still don't have that, right?
Yeah, some countries it's not. In some countries, it's still illegal to be.
And so I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's also coming from that, or not just from us. It's also coming from those areas.
Oh yeah, no, it's taking a lot of time to. And there are some places that still have women down on the totem pole, and but that's just
that's. I mean, Jordan Peterson, I think, has talked about. A lot of people have mixed feelings about him too. But one thing he did say that I thought was like, that made a lot of sense is that he said like individual freedom is actually like a really relatively new concept. Mm-hmm. Like you think about how long ago we were all slaves to Britain. How long ago, and then like. So like
the idea,
talking about distance. I don't know if it's a little off topic. I saw a stat online. It's like the distance between us using bronze swords to iron swords is longer than us using iron swords to bullets.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But as for your question, Indiana, they have it's a complicated law that has to do with religious not religious discrimination, but basically what it is if you're religious and you believe in something based off of your religion, you can say, no, I'm not going to do that. But recently they went to court. That court case just ended, I think, the other day, and I forgot what the ruling was. Because I think the higher courts said that they had to make something. I think
it was like the whole like gay cake thing.
Yeah, I think so. Whatever. Yeah. I'm just going to assume it was that, but I could be wrong. But this gay couple wanted a cake, and the baker wouldn't make them a cake because his religious belief was, I don't believe in homosexuality.
So then get another as the only baker in this spot.
Probably.
I know some places like say Cody's a designer and he does say your religion has something to do with you don't want to design something or you're not that type of design. You can choose not to design it.
Yeah. Well, like that. My thing is like. I wouldn't want to give that person my money anyway. So, you know what I mean? So, I guess it's more of like I think it's a moral point they were trying to make with the court case. It's not like they want to buy a cake from him now, but it's more of like, that's really shitty.
It was the battleground that they were going to start, which has happened numerous times in all, social movements.
Yeah.
But I think what ended up happening was the Supreme Court didn't want to hear it. They voted not to hear it because it was just too divisive and they didn't want to infringe on then it becomes a First Amendment court case, and it's like, okay, then with 5 conservative justices and 4 liberal justices, it would be it would look extremely biased if they took it and then voted those ways. So
it just would have been a bigger problem than it would have solved.
Oh yeah, no, and then people would have
Either
been
way
like,
they answered.
yeah, and then people would have been like, see, the court being stacked is biased and all this other stuff, and then
so they just played it safe, which is
no, which is fine. But yeah, it's really
because they did that when
interesting.
like they started legalizing weed too, didn't they? Like there was like federal, like because it was still illegal federally, and then like so like there was like shops getting raided and stuff from like the federal government, which is like
because it's all about whether or not the Fed wants to actually step in and enforce their rules upon the states. Even though the state has legalized it, federal police can still come in and be like, nope, we're going to raid this because it's against the federal law.
That's
Which is a whole nother debate about legalization of, well, not just marijuana, but all
anything,
drugs too. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause they also legalized shrooms recently in Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is weird to me, but like also like.
Wait a minute, hold on. You're in Colorado.
Yep.
Did you try anything?
I didn't try anything. No.
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 You hit the old peace pipe.
I did not hit the peace pipe. I mean.
It's legal. It's legal there.
You
can say it.
I didn't try shrooms, but
No, I didn't say shrooms.
I did do a little bit of the Mary grass.
Cool.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
That's fine. I
No,
don't
but
know.
The devil's
it's more
lettuce.
so like
It's
more so-
lettuce.
it's more so that I'm going to my parents after this, and if they're watching this, they're gonna heckle me about it. So.
Wow.
But no, I actually had a really bad time because I'm gonna be real about
had a
it.
really bad time.
Sorry,
because
I should've brought it up.
I
Honestly,
mean, like, I don't care. I don't care. It is what it is. But like I'm not used to. I'm not used to like the amount that like my body is probably like capable of taking.
Unlikely, yeah.
And so like, I remember like the times before that I have tried it. I was like, it didn't take much. But then this time, and like I usually felt it like right away. But then like this time I didn't feel it. And so I was like, well, maybe it's just like a weaker thing or whatever. Like I'll try a little more. And then I like hit a point where I was like, dear God.
He's actually just saying this to his parents. If his parents.
No,
do
this
watch.
actually, I mean, I can get Renee in here to verify this.
Yes, Mom, Dad, it was awful.
No, it was really bad because like I was like preparing for it. I had like a big bottle of water by my bed. I had like gummy worms and everything.
Nice.
So I was
You're
like,
just ready to
I was
go.
like, I was like, if I'm gonna do this, it's gonna be the right way. So, but when it happened, when it hit me, like, I'll share my experience. Maybe this will like be interesting to listen to. So, at first I didn't really feel much, and then after I did more, I came back into the room and I was like, whoa. Like everything felt super like kind of slow.
Is the room spinning for you too?
Yeah, but like, and it is weird because it's like totally different than being drunk. So like when you're drunk, like like the world kind of spins and you feel really like wobbly and stuff. But like when I was high, it was like, it's so hard to explain. So it was like
Cody's
like
back. He does
every-
drugs. Comes back. Tells his experience.
Cody went to Colorado and
he left.
became a drug addict.
He left.
but
He was fine. He comes back.
messed up.
He's
But
messed up.
Oh, you should have came.
But-
Oh, you should come back with dreadlocks and everything.
Oh,
That would be
God.
really funny.
But
No,
so
no.
we
no.
but like so it was weird because like everything that I was doing ended up like being like an echo chamber in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I would like swallow, like I would hear myself swallow like 80 times because I was just like I was so far gone, and it was like such a bad experience. Like because I've done it before where it's like I've just like had because like a good friend of mine smokes a lot, and like I would. You know, he'd come over and we'd be drunk, and then like I would like take a hit, and that was like enough, and it would just like make me laugh really hard at things. It wasn't like I just thought everything was funny, but it was like that was it. And this, that's what I wanted again. I was like, it'll just be
The
like
funny
this.
part. The funny
Yeah.
part.
But
Didn't
like,
want the like phasing out of your body 10 times.
But it sucked so much because like nothing could get you out of it except for just waiting it out and waking up the next day. So like, and I couldn't sleep because my brain was with
Processing
something like
everything.
this, like the more you focus on it, the worse it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kept trying to convince myself like this is just me overreacting, and I would try to focus on like one thing that would happen, but then like I would like try and whisper something to Renee, and in my head I like screamed it at her, but like in reality I just like whispered it. Yeah, it was, and so then I was like worried because like we were at her grandparents' house, and so I was like, I was like, okay, like, am
You
I
see
like
them,
waking
like,
her grandparents up? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what I looked like. It was a bad time, honestly.
Like, bro, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, it was really sad. It was a bad time. So, yeah.
This is the
now
front
you
of your
guys-
mic.
Which is the front? Right
The
there?
words are.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I was like, we could give an update in like our lives.
What, you guys try new drugs too?
No. Yeah, it's called depression.
Oh.
Okay, no, sorry. Yeah, because I mean, we could have stated this way before the like when we started last week. The podcast was up late because.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll
You
continue
can do it
saying.
if you want.
Yeah.
I
So
mean-
we had Jordan and I had a good friend, pass away a week ago,
Thursday.
Thursday. So that's why,
Last
like,
week,
for
Thursday.
yeah. No, not just this past Thursday, the following Thursday, or the previous Thursday. Ugh, sorry. So yeah, that's why the podcast was up later on.
Yeah, so like on Sunday we had the wake.
Mm-hmm.
And what did we do on Sunday?
Sunday we went to we were at a friend's apartment playing video games.
That was Saturday.
Saturday into Sunday,
Yes.
and then we went to the wake that night, and then we hung out with some other friends and just kind of reminisced.
No, that was on Sunday.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Sunday,
I think.
and then Monday was the funeral.
I think it went up at 3 instead of on Saturday it went up at 3 live
Mm-hmm.
because I think I just forgot about it just because I was doing so much stuff. And then we all got together on Saturday and we played all his favorite games. It was like we played Call of Duty, we played Zombies, Halo.
Played a lot of Halo.
And then Sunday, I think it was at like 10. No, it was at
What?
the wake. When did we go to the wake?
That was at 4.
4. Okay, the
10.
Funeral's at 10.
Yeah. Funeral's at 10 on Monday.
And then we hung out there. You hung out at your place.
My place until 11:30.
Yeah, and then I have a 45-minute drive back. It sucked. It's like, I'm so tired.
But yeah, so that was a fun excitement that you.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad time. I'm sorry.
Cody talking about all of his fun times, like, oh my god, and Jordan and I just like, yeah, we lost a friend.
That wasn't when I was
sad and depressing.
That was this last.
So you might have been home already.
Yeah, that was last week. So because I was in Colorado 2 weeks ago. So.
Yeah, so that's really
Yeah, but
kind of thing.
So, but you're doing something else taking most of your time.
Oh yeah.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, no, I'm in a musical. I've always done musicals. This is the first musical I've done.
But I was like, you haven't done music in a while.
4 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
4 years, and prior to that, I had like 7 done. I'd done 7.
Because you do school.
I did school when I was in high school. I did 4 school productions, and then there were 3 community productions that I did.
Those are during the summertime. So that's what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, and you don't get paid for it.
It's for the joy and the fun of doing it.
Yeah, I've always actually wanted to be in like a musical or a play or something, but I never did.
It's always funny to me because like these actors that are big and gruff and like he was in the musical more than likely. I was.
Oh yeah, that's where if you look at it, that's where most people got their start was in musicals or in plays or on live stage theater.
Ron Swanson. I don't know the actor's name from The Office. Yeah. Or no,
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman. He's like he was on like a talk show and he says like it's like I may look this gruff like grizzly type, but I was in ballet and then in theater.
My favorite is Robin Williams, the like really terrible, like great comedian, but I mean like he had some really terrible jokes at times. They're just like, and he was always whatever. He went to college for like Shakespeare.
Yeah.
He was a Shakespearean actor.
Which you can like you can kind of see it.
Oh yeah, in his
He's very like
Fun
the
way.
emotional his emotional movies are like extremely touching.
Oh
So
yes.
he's like really good at portraying that, but
yeah, like Good Will Hunting,
dude,
really
that-
good movie.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They say like Mrs.
Or he,
Doubtfire
like-
or something. Like
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's one of his more comedic roles, but he also
Yeah.
had like a touch
Yeah.
of emotional in
yeah,
it.
there's passion there. What's the one where they
Aladdin.
where his wife commits suicide and he has to like go to hell to find her.
Oh,
I forget what it's called now,
I have no idea.
but it's a really good movie.
I don't know if I've
Like,
ever
he has
seen
to,
that one.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up while you guys fill the air.
Okay.
Filling the air.
God damn
It's
it.
not filling the air. I was taking a drink of water, and you're supposed to say something. But anyways, yeah.
Who's playing? I talked about Aladdin. Who's playing the genie? Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith is doing the genie now.
I don't know if he'll
I
fit the
have
role
heard that
quite
movie
like-
has gotten terrible reviews.
But I've also heard that movie is pretty good.
Really?
Okay,
Yes,
I'm gonna do it.
yes.
What-
I
On
think-
Tuesday, I was like, let's go to the movie theater.
The
I'm like,
movie is What Dreams May Come,
Oh, okay.
and it's like,
I
yeah,
am awful at
I'm not
looking.
gonna share like, but
Everything but.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
What
Got
dreams
it.
may come.
Yeah,
Look
I
it
don't know
up.
if you guys have seen. Well, you can't. Really see it. I don't know. Whatever. Look it up. You have Google. You're already on your computer or your phone, so just don't leave this channel, please.
Don't leave us.
Yeah, but no, I have heard some people say for what it is, it's a good movie.
Oh yeah, for what
But
it
I've heard
is.
other people say, like, it was just a cash cow kind of a thing.
I mean, everything is cash cow. It's a sequel or a remake.
Yeah.
Nothing is original.
Yeah, some movies are original. Jonathan, Swiss Army Man, Horns.
And how well do
Okay.
those do?
Okay.
How well do those do?
I
Swiss
wanna
Army
know-
Man is a fantastic
I
movie.
want to know. So I want to know.
Money wise, how well do those do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Yesterday an original like an original
What's
thing?
Yesterday?
So Yesterday is about a guy who he's like a musician who's about to give up on everything. He goes to bed and he wakes up on his birthday, and he realizes he's the only person who knows who the Beatles are.
Weird.
Yeah, and then the whole
Okay.
premise is him basically using all of the Beatles songs
You say you wanna
to
know if
make
it did
himself
good?
famous.
Interesting.
Well, you
So
guys-
I don't know if it is it based off a book or is it like an original kind of
Probably
idea
Probably
or
based off of most of that stuff is based off of book. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
Almost all movies are based off of books, but at least like got the idea from a book, you know.
And it looked really interesting because he's like,
Yeah.
because well, Ed Sheeran's in the movie
Oh jeez.
as like one of the like music producers or whatever. So,
Right.
and that's what I could think. But yeah, that's basically the premise of that movie is he's the only one who knows who the Beatles are.
I've never seen this before, so maybe. No, I've never heard of this before.
I don't know.
I feel like I've heard of like a good movie recently, and I can't remember what it is though. So there's that useless fact.
Thank you, Cody.
Yeah, but I
It's just
like
like-
on the tip of my brain, there's like a movie that I can like remember liking, and I can't remember what it is though. So I'll just have to keep thinking about it while we talk.
Yeah, that's okay.
But like everything now, like if you look at it, like Star Wars it's not the remake, but it's just a sequel or another just a continuation of the
it's
story.
just a continuation of the story.
We have Star Wars coming up, and we just figured out we can watch movies on the podcast. We'll be doing that here soon. I'm excited for that. We have to watch 8, 9 movies. Forget Rogue One. You and I talked about this. You were
know.
excited for it at the time.
I know. But dude, remember, I'm like beat. I'm tired. I'm barely hanging in there.
And then what else is like?
I wish this was coffee.
You went and saw Bumblebee, right? With Austin.
Didn't
I-
you see?
I-
Oh,
I
you
did
didn't
not
see
go
Bumblebee
with.
with us? Oh,
And that was actually like the last good Transformers.
that is
movie.
it's a good Transformers movie.
Yeah, versus the other ones that come in. I guess Pokemon, but that's also coming off of the you knowing the
Detective
games.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
but it's an original story though.
And it's good. It's just
Yeah.
it's
It wasn't
It's
like
set in a
sequel.
universe,
It-
but you could call it like a.
it did really
original,
well
yeah.
for the audience. You have to always look at these movies for what they do. It's like you didn't like the movie, well, it might not be for you. Like some people are like I didn't like the Pokemon movie was awful. They didn't do anything. I was like, well, that wasn't for you. It was for the 12-year-old that's
Yeah.
bouncing up and down in his seat because
or the inner 12-year-old.
That's the thing. He's at Austin. He's bouncing up and
that
down.
never left.
Yeah, Renee went and saw that.
Oh, you saw it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it was a pretty good movie. The only complaint, like not the only complaint, but one of the complaints that I had, like sitting there.
Complaint.
No, I said one of.
The
Only.
only.
No.
The only
One of the only
complaint.
complaints that I had was like the Torterra Garden. That scene
Oh.
lasted way too long.
Oh, them just like that's like
it was
yeah.
such a
Nah.
long scene. It was like
It was.
It
I
was
agree.
like 20 minutes. It felt like.
could have it could have been them going, oh, the ground shook, and then cut to the wide where they're all like all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I get the drama side of it,
But they
like,
had to show him almost die, right? Is that
yeah,
what
they
happened?
fell like a good distance and didn't
Yeah.
hurt a single thing.
You know what? I just didn't get like it was such a long thing. Like, cause like as soon as the ground shook, I was like, oh, it's the Torterra Garden. Like, honestly, it was
it makes sense now.
Honestly, because it said, like, giant Torterra Garden or whatever. Like, as soon as they ran through there running from the Greninjas, I was like, yeah. But I knew that's what was coming. So, like, so it was like, it didn't need to be a 15-minute scene. It could have just been...
You didn't like, how about the fact that, I didn't like the main actor. I forget his name. It's Tim something. The main actor was either too over expressive or not enough in some points.
I think he was in the drama This Is Us. That's where he kind of got his start. I think he was like a kid in that show.
Oh,
but like
okay.
it's a really good drama show if you like dramas. But
yeah, it is.
But
way to go.
Yeah, dude, how professional.
He didn't do anything. What are you guys talking about? He couldn't put out the smallest thing. The table would flip over and be like, huh. There's nothing to happen.
Jordan sneezes. Really? Come on, man.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's because you did it, not Cody and I did it. We just be like, whatever.
No, you guys appreciate the really nice table and
No,
chairs.
I appreciate it. I didn't say anything.
I have complaints.
Oh. I could say the chairs could be better.
It is hot. I'll give you that.
I was gonna say, is anybody else hot in
It
here?
is hot. The AC's not on.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I cranked the AC all day today, and then I didn't think like, okay, my computer's gonna be on, and we're 3 dudes in here going,
Bunch of mouth breathers. But yeah. The Pokemon movie. Yeah, what you said you just didn't like the main actor. He was too expressive.
He was at some points he was too expressive, or not expressive enough in some points. I just can't remember him now. Now that I think of it, it's just like nothing's.
It's like I don't remember the movie, but.
But I did. The one thing I didn't like is that like you don't remember your father's voice.
Yeah, I remember you bringing that up too when we.
Yeah, that does make a good. Well,
he's like, they
yeah.
split. He split when they were 11. I think that's what they
like,
said. When he turned 14 is when his mother died, and the reason that he didn't, the reason Tim didn't, or that main character didn't like Pokemon is because his father was so after the mother died, spent so much time with Pokemon because that was his relation with his mother.
It was his detective work. He had a partner Pokemon.
Yeah.
So he was spending too much time as a detective. It wasn't even necessarily like the Pokemon stuff, but it was like.
Yeah. That
was my understanding. It was like his dad, and then he stopped liking Pokemon because he like associated the two, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, because like that whole thing was about like taking away like his father was like on like a bigger lead, but like the whole concept was like trying to like abolish like Pokemon fighting and all that kind of stuff. So there's like a lot of like
that city, that main city, I can't remember what the city was called. They abolished fighting there and they worked together.
That's why there's the
underground. The underground scene was really cool. Charizard's supposed to be like his actual like in-game height's like 5'6" or something like that.
5'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he sees this giant creature like, ooh, God.
Yeah.
But I guess that's when like the newer games, or like Pokemon Go, you can have an extra large or small, extra small.
Yeah, different sizes. If you watch like the anime, they have an episode where Dragonite is as large as a lighthouse, and then there's another episode in the movie where he's only the size of an adult person.
That being, saying that, have you seen the trailer for the new games? They have
Sword and Shield.
Yeah, and the trailer for like they have the deck. They have a new thing where now the Pokemon gets extra large and huge. Kind of like
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that just got released at the Nintendo Direct. It's like they're like extra, like they just grow in size and are bigger. Yeah, you look at me like that, like what are you talking about? I can't remember what it's called.
I actually thought like a lot of people hated on like Mega Evolutions, but I thought Mega Evolutions
was kind of like
move.
Mega Evolutions as
But
well.
I liked Mega Evolutions. I thought that was cool, cause like it gave a lot of love to like Pokemon that got really overshadowed. So like. Well, I don't know, like Houndoom and like Ampharos, like the electric sheep Pokemon and stuff like that. I don't know if you're familiar with any of these, but
I don't know if you follow on Reddit at all. Like these new Pokemon coming out, and what was that sheep? You just said
there's a new sheep one, yeah.
Yeah, and they're getting like overtaken by this that old electric sheep is getting taken over by this new one. It's like, oh man.
Well, they did that too with like Tauros was a bull, and then they came out with Bouffalant, which was like everyone thought it was going to be an evolution. And then it was just another one it's basically the same Pokemon with an afro. He had an afro, that was the difference.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, here, just hear me out. Tauros.
Yeah.
But with an afro, and change his name.
And only one tail.
Only one tail.
Well, a lot of people have been noticing like the design changes with new Pokemon. They're a lot more rounded and like one color scheme throughout the whole thing, and like not as much detail. Versus the old Pokemon are like really detailed. And they were sharp points. I saw it on thing. It was like
some Pokemon, but there were also Pokemon like Ditto and Grimer that are just purple blobs.
Well, it was just their like.
But then there's like Scyther, who is really cool and unique.
Yeah, and
but now the new Pokemon, they have like that crow one they showed off. He's got like armor and he's like really actually pretty cool.
It was like the first generation, or like
starters kind of.
Yeah, they were very rounded and like soft, and that also appeals to the audience who's playing it, the 8 and 10-year-olds. You know.
Well, that's what I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like it's supposed to be. Like the starter is supposed to be like your cute little buddy. And then it gets older and it gets kind of awkward, and then it gets older again.
It gets awkward. He's an awkward teen Harris.
Yeah, well, that is the thing. If you look at any of like the middle stages in Pokemon, they're all awkward.
Yeah.
They're weird. Yeah. But yeah.
Just like me.
Brandon, you passed the awkward moment. Come on now. You hit that a long time ago.
I'm still awkward.
That's why we have a podcast. We don't actually have to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's like we're talking
like
to nothing, but we are talking to people.
Yeah.
You just have to talk to us back. I mean, that's the same thing as real life. No, it's not. Shut up.
Hey,
transaction.
Do you recognize my shirt? This is a shirt I got from Logic's new album that came out recently. Logic the rapper? No, I know you guys don't.
Just kidding. No.
I have no idea.
I know who you're talking
The
about.
1-800 song.
Yeah. I don't want to cry. No, I got you.
But like he's dropped a new album. He has a track with Eminem on it.
Okay, cool. I'm not a big music guy.
I know, but I'm just saying like that's a pretty big thing.
What's
to get Eminem on tracks?
I was waiting for him to say like, "What's an Eminem?"
Yeah.
Or something.
No, what was this song? It's called. He calls it ISIS, right? Is that what it's called?
ISIS?
Is that what it is? Or Black ISIS?
What is it? Logic has one?
Yeah.
That's me.
I guess I don't.
I'm gonna look
You
this
listen to
up.
the album.
Yeah,
What's the song? I have no idea.
Well, I don't think it's on. Maybe
It might not be on the new album, but I'm just like, that's the only thing that I've heard of him.
My music
recently.
knowledge is, I tell this to Brandon all the time. Like, Brandon listens to new artists or whatever he finds and stuff like that. Someone shared to him. My music knowledge is whatever I hear on the radio currently.
Yeah.
Because I don't go out and look for
here.
it.
Oh,
He
it's
has
some
a song with
other
Joyner.
guy.
What's Logic and Joyner Lucas?
Yeah, no,
It's Joyner Lucas featuring Logic.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, never
Way
mind.
to
Ignore what I
go.
said. Ignore what I
Yeah.
said.
Completely ruin the podcast. End it now. Please.
What? Oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
Man.
I haven't listened to it. Probably should give it a little listen to it.
I listen to
Although-
whatever Brandon's like. You need to listen to this. Okay, I'll listen to it, and I like it.
Well, I'm currently listening to ABBA, so
That's your own fault.
See what I don't know my music. I don't know, like when one of my favorite artists drops a new album, I'll like start listening to it just to hear what all the new tracks sound like. What's the theme of the album, kind of, and then I'll find that I don't like any of them.
Nice.
Or like I'll like 2.
Yeah.
And then I'll just only listen to those 2 songs for a while, and then I'll start to go back and listen to the album, and then all the other songs are good. It's weird. So like,
that's what I did with Justin Timberlake's latest album. It was Man of the Woods.
okay.
And I listened to like the first 2 singles that came out.
Is that the one you showed me?
It was like the first 2 singles that came out, and I was like, I don't really like this.
Yeah.
And then I listened, and then he put out one song, and I'm like, okay, I like this one. I dig this one. It's good. It's good. And then I just kind of kept listening to that one, and then I went back and listened to the rest of them. I'm like, okay. Or even the 2 that I didn't like initially, I'm like, I can listen to these.
Right. Yeah.
You know? So, yeah.
Were these
that
ones
happens.
we were still in college? I think I remember these.
Man of the Woods?
Maybe.
Yeah, it came out like probably 2 years ago.
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it
but
was.
I think it's because like when they drop a new album, it's like they kind of try a new
Approach,
feeling.
yeah.
And then so you're listening to that artist and you're used to this feeling, and it's a different feeling now. So it's like you're like uncomfortable about it. And then like you find a couple songs in that vein that you like, and then you start to get familiar with that, and then it becomes more comfortable and natural to you, and then you listen to the rest of the album and you're like, oh, this makes sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get this feeling. I've had this feeling now.
I know it. I know this feeling.
Yeah.
I was just the same. Depression. Oh.
That's all my music. Stop. Just kidding.
This has been kind of a weird podcast.
Yeah, it really has.
It started off, we were like, hey, what'd you do in Colorado? And then you're like, outed me to my parents. And then it was.
I just asked. You could have said no and then winked.
What, and then make you what? You want me to be a liar? Is that
I'm calling you a truther.
No, but and then we started talking about.
Okay, let's be real.
LGBTQ.
Let's just be real. Your parents aren't watching this.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, they usually watch like the first like 20 minutes.
Hi, Cody's parents.
Hi, Cody's
Yeah,
mom.
they usually watch like the first, but I also.
Oh, wait,
didn't-
I gotta do this
I
one
also-
because this one is.
They probably didn't though because I didn't share it just now, but they might follow the page, so I don't know.
I have no idea. I usually look on who's following. I got like 8 new people that just followed this week. It's like, ooh, cool. I have no idea. But yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I mean,
I have no idea.
are they really gonna get that mad? You're an adult. What do you? What do
You're
they
your
do?
own person.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
Because they're my parents. Everybody's parents will forever and always be like, that's the wrong move. Because that's
I can
they've been
just see
doing it
this.
their
Just
whole life.
your dad. Shame.
Yeah.
Shame. Disappointment. Just kidding.
I mean, I don't know. I only did it once while I was out there, and it was a bad time, so I stopped.
Are you dead?
this is
No.
this is.
Are
the,
you in financial need?
No.
You're fine. That's all I'm thinking.
I was gonna say this is the part where Cody is making up all these excuses. Like I didn't
I
really
was
want to
just-
do it, but I just had to be that.
That's what I was saying. It's
No,
like
I have nothing
like,
against it.
it was awful. I hated it. Wink. It's like,
No, it was. But I also said that I've done it before and liked it, so it's like.
then that's your own fault if your parents get mad at you for that. Like you.
What? No, I didn't tell them that.
No, but
Well, now I have.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't have to say it then. You could be like, this is my first time trying it. You didn't know it.
I mean, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's like we have the statistics about weed. It's not really that bad for you. They're fine with me drinking alcohol. Nothing. That's arguably
way worse.
worse for you. Yeah. So, there's a lot of things about. It's just like I don't know. It's just more of I don't want to go to my parents after this and then argue about it.
Where are you going after this?
My parents.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we saw the podcast
Yeah.
today.
Please send me a text message if that happens. I want to see if that happens.
Yeah,
that would be too good.
But they're making ribs tonight, so hopefully that's still an option for Cody. But
Cody's-
no, they don't.
Now they know.
Renee gets your ribs.
watching.
Cody gets nothing.
They're
You can
watching.
eat with the
They're like,
dogs.
oh, Cody wanted ribs?
Yeah.
Fuck that. He's getting nothing tonight.
No, they would never punish me. Never try to punish me or anything.
That's what I'm
They-
saying. You're an adult
they-
now.
It's just more of like. No one wants to have that conversation with their parents. Like I don't want my parents to have something that they feel like they need to lecture me about. No one wants, as a 25-year-old man, I do not wish to be lectured about anything by my parents.
Oh, you're allowed over.
Unless I request it.
Yeah, I was like, unless you ask for it,
Yes.
then that's different.
Yeah,
But
if
Well,
I'm like,
watch them. Don't. I hope. Pray to God they haven't watched this. Hey, you just watch the podcast? No. Okay, I gotta tell you something right now. I lied to the whole thing. I did not want.
whatever you hear is it's a joke.
I wasn't even there. I was not even on the podcast. It was a hologram. It's just they did all their video wizard tricks. Jordan's actually a wizard.
Yeah.
in real life. There, that's the secret. That's the secret I've been meaning to tell. Jordan's just some wizard from. He's like
Yeah.
It's his
Merlin.
fault. I spliced the video.
Jordan only
Notice how-
uses me for my
notice-
life force so he can stay young forever.
Notice how Cody never crosses in front of me, but I can cross in front of him. It's all editing.
Yeah.
It's just all that. It's all easy that way.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
I was just trying to go for like, don't watch it. Just you go to
Yeah.
your parents like, don't watch that one. Why? No reason.
Well, now they have to.
It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. Just be like honest.
No, I don't even know if they watch all of them. I know they watched the one about us talking about AI like taking over the world. kind of
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
They watched that one.
That was a good one.
Yeah. And then when I went over there later that day, I got lectured about how robots should not have rights because they're robots. So I just
That's a generational gap.
Yes.
That's a generational gap.
we
So I just
respect.
didn't-
We respect
Yeah.
our robot overlords.
So I was just like.
Do you know what
hoping
that's
that this
from when I
didn't
say
turn
that? That's from like Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents. When
Oh,
the
that's
monkeys
his
take
parents.
over-
Oh yeah, that's his
When-
parents, right?
No, he when maybe it's the parents. When the monkeys take over, it's a movie.
Oh yeah.
It's a movie part, like the apes take over, and stuff like that. It's like Planet of the
We-
Apes.
we
in
lo-
Fairly Odd
We
Parents.
love our monkey overlords.
Yeah, I for one respect our ape overlords, and there's a monkey behind like yeah, and then walks away.
Yeah, I mean, but like I know, I feel like I have to say my parents are great people. Helped me through a lot of things. I love you both very much. And
This is a podcast. We're just having fun.
But you're
I
wrong
know.
about AI. Just waiting for that. Just waiting for that.
No.
Your
Oh,
parents would make an
gosh.
account and they just start responding.
Yeah.
Cody, get home right now. We have to talk about so many things.
Gross.
No, you can't have a Declaration of Rights for AI.
No, I think. Yeah, I don't know.
But all jokes aside, that really is a generational kind of like difference if
Well,
you think
yeah.
about it.
But my parents are also very religious, so it was like we get our rights from God. Kind
It's
of
a
thing. So
more
it's-
natural
What if
rights
there's a
instead of
robot
legal
god?
rights.
There's not.
That's
That would be humans. That's what their argument was. So.
There's a robot god for robots and
Yeah.
a human god for
Well,
the
it's
humans.
Futurama. They have the robot devil.
Oh, okay.
All the
I was
robots that
expecting
die get sent to
Bender.
hell.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the robot devil tortures them. It's funny.
Oh gosh.
And it's like there's like one episode where Fry wants to go down and like save Bender or something
I need
like
to
that from
watch
the
more TV.
robot devil, and Fry plays the what's it called? But it's like a clarinet, but it's like it makes holograms.
Okay.
And so I forget what it's called now, but it's like so when you play it, like it like creates images, and like if you play it really well, and like no one in the world can play it well, like it like will make like beautiful like people dancing in a ballroom to the music you're playing and stuff. But when Fry tries it, it's like Frankenstein's head comes out. So it's just bad. But he challenges the devil to like the devil went down to Georgia type thing.
Yeah.
where
Nice.
He tries to save Bender, so he's like, "I'll beat you in a music contest," and then
I can give you
the
that
devil
song.
takes out a gold fiddle. And
Of
he's
course.
he's a robot.
Yeah.
So he gets like a bunch of like fingers come on. He's like playing the fiddle like amazing.
Yeah.
And he's just Fry just like plays like one note or something like that. And it's like it's
Oh
funny.
gosh.
I love that show so much. We finished it recently actually.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we had to find a new show. I found a new show that I think is really cool. Do we have to wrap this up?
No, you're good.
I almost
So-
at an hour, but we'll go as long as you
So
want.
another show that I like a lot, that I just found, it's on Hulu. It's called Black Sails. You ever heard of
Oh,
it?
I've heard of
heard
it.
of it.
Yeah,
I've
it's
heard
like
of it.
it's just like it's basically just a pirate show.
Yep.
But like it's like really cool because it's like there's a lot of different like character backgrounds and stuff, and there's like so the whole thing is kind of based around like a few different characters, but like I kind of equate it to like Game of Thrones in a way from what I know of it, where it's like each ship kind of has its own family,
Cool.
and so like they have like stories about like different crews
yeah.
that are going around,
Yeah.
and like so there's this island, and like these pirates. And this probably is more historically accurate than like Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously.
What?
Yeah, who would have thought
What, you
that?
mean to tell
Yeah.
me that
There wasn't a captain named Jack Sparrow?
There wasn't a pirates fortress with like 80 ships stacked on top of each other. But no.
My whole life is a lie!
But no, like there's an island where the pirates go to like sell stolen cargo, and then they basically
Cool.
wash that cargo and then sell it back to different countries, and that's how they make the money to pay the pirates.
Yeah.
So instead of like hijacking a British boat and stealing all of its gold, they're stealing like tobacco,
Goods,
or
yeah.
like spices. Spices was a big one, I guess.
Yeah.
So like,
Spice trade.
yeah, they stole a lot of that, and then like they go back, clean the product, and then
And then
sell it.
sell it as their product.
Yeah, like they basically impersonate that ship and then say like, hey, yeah, we're selling this to you. So it's really interesting, but it's a
yeah.
really good show. Yeah, I recommend watching it.
I've not been watching anything now.
A little off topic, but since you brought up Pirates of the Caribbean and brought up a thing, so I was going through messages that we had with our friend, that I had with our friend who passed.
You can say Blake.
Yeah, and I saw this video, and I'm like, what the hell is this
Was this
video?
on a Snapchat?
No, it was in a Discord chat that
Okay.
he and I only had.
Okay.
And I was like, what the hell is this video? And it was a thing, and was entitled "The Worst Pirate I've Ever Seen."
Okay. No, that was also. I remember seeing that one.
I might have put it in the group chat too, but it was the British people from the movie, and they're like, "That's got to be the worst pirate I've ever seen," and he goes, "No." Indeed, and then it shows a cruise ship, like it goes to modern day, and it's a cruise ship. It's this video,
Oh, God.
and somebody, and then it's the Pirates of the Caribbean theme playing in the background, but also there's somebody playing the recorder
Oh,
over
God.
top, so like really crappy, and it's the ship coming in, and the whole time it's going. And I can't even hum like the Pirates of the Caribbean theme right now. But it ends up crashing into this wall along the
God.
shore. I was just like, oh my gosh, that is great.
Jeez.
No, that's not it. I could have swore there was the
No.
I thought I could search it.
It's like da 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 da.
I know the video. I know the exact video.
It's just really stupid.
I think I've seen that.
But yeah, so that was just a little off topic. But I was just I
that's
just
funny,
brought
yeah.
it up. I brought it up.
I actually like. I don't know. I always forget how much I like the whole like pirate idea. I don't know. I think the pirates are really cool. Like I used to like. I don't know. Like when
Boom.
What was that game that came out? That
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I didn't ever get into that. But
There's
like
that
watching.
They've got a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves actually has their year 1 update just came out. And they dropped a whole bunch of stuff like you can do crazy stuff now. There's actually another game coming from Microsoft.
Yeah, what's that one called?
It's another pirate game. It's exactly the same thing. It's like holy cow.
Yeah.
But-
well,
Are you talking about Greedfall? No, that's
it's a
not
new
it.
one.
It's a
But
different one.
if you want a good pirate game, honestly, one of the best pirate games is Assassin's Creed Black
yeah,
Friday.
I have that one, but I love exploring that game. Like it's a beautiful game to explore, and it's fun to like go whaling and like all that kind of stuff and all the crazy things you can do.
You
But,
heard it
yeah.
here first, folks. Cody loves whaling.
I love my baby seal slippers that I put on every morning. No, but
Oh God.
but no, like I also think that game is. I don't know. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about that game, and my experience was that it
Skull and Bones.
almost feels kind of like
Oh, yeah.
unplayable at points. Like
Oh,
when
like
when you're
Unity?
sailing and then there's like a fortress just down the way, and then like all of a sudden you just like can't get out of it, and there's like 40 pirate ships like British ships chasing
What are we
you or
talking about
whatever. Black Flag.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell
Okay.
were
Yeah,
we
what-
just talking about before?
Sorry, I was
My
looking it up.
God.
I was looking up. I thought I was
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves.
No.
Mm.
But yeah, I do like Black. That game was fun to explore and all that kind of stuff.
Was it
like
as buggy
hunting.
as Unity was?
No.
I don't really remember. It's been a long time since I played it.
Okay. I'm like
But-
Unity was really buggy.
Yeah.
Remember we played that because you could do the 4-player.
You could do 4-player. It was really cool.
It was fun.
It was-
and then
yeah,
until you'd be walking down the street, and then the NPC would just float through the floor and
Oh,
like
nice.
bounce up and down, and then like top of the morning to you, and then just like
It's
bounce the whole
Isn't
way
that
down.
like ridiculous though? Like that makes me so mad about, and that's why I don't really buy games anymore. Like to be honest, like there's a lot of really well put together games, but like I hear so many things about games that come out and they're like brand new revolutionary graphics and all these cool features and stuff, and then they never work.
Do you like the revolutionary type or like the medieval stuff games like that, or like do you like the medieval theme or something like that? Because there's a game I want to get. It's really cool.
Because I've got the game just for you.
It looks,
That's
no,
what
it looks,
it is.
what I can't pronounce it.
Mordhau.
Mordhau. It's really cool. It's medieval.
It's basically like Battlefield, but set in medieval times. That's
So
what it
it's
looks.
30
That's what it reminds me of.
yeah, 32v32 knights,
Dang,
horses,
that's pretty cool.
archers. It's like one-shot archers too if you hit them. in
Oh
the
yeah,
head.
if you hit him in the head, it's one shot. It's kind of like
But it's a-
like an intricate combat system.
Every review, it's like you talk about that buggy system. It's like I should have hit that guy. Every review is like, don't get it if you can eat rage easily, because you'll have a guy, you'll be hitting him for 3 hits, but he gets a lucky hit and slices your neck in half, and you're dead.
See, I'm used to Star Wars Battlefront 2, and there's some really buggy
I think you and I
lightsaber
should
hits.
get it. It'd be a lot of
There's some
fun.
really buggy lightsaber hits where I'm like, so this is my character and this is them. I'm this far away, and their lightsaber's like, oh hey, zoop, just gotcha. You're done.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I really want to get that game.
And that's what I hate. Like you put out this high production value game and like you sell it as like this masterpiece, but then there's like coding bugs like that you know like some games are just totally busted. Like what's a good example of a game that's like unplayable because it's got so many bugs?
Mass Effect,
Mass-
Andromeda. That would be like the most recent example I can think
Yeah,
of.
stuff like that.
I never
like,
played it, but it just like from what I know and what I've seen.
where it's like it sells because it has a name,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it's just a piece of poop, you know?
Anthem was the same way too.
Anthem was,
It was really
bad.
body.
Anthem was really bad, and they're on
The beta was really bad.
They're on their last leg right now with trying to get that game going. We just saw them in an EA play talk about they have a
Update coming out.
Apocalypse, I think it's
I
called.
mean, even the original release of Skyrim was really buggy.
Mhm.
Skyrim too.
Yeah.
But that one is like, I think we talk about this and talk about bugs. Like World of Warcraft is coming out, and people are getting beta access to World of Warcraft Classic. World of Warcraft Classic is coming out, and people are getting beta access to it, and be like, "This game sucks. It's terrible. No, they don't fix this game." It's like this, and the people that are old timey and played it a lot of times, like that's how the game was. It's like they announced it that we're releasing it the way it was. This is not a bug. It's a feature in the game.
It's a feature.
It's a feature from the game.
Yeah, and something's like we're not.
It was a bug in the
If it-
original
it's
version,
like-
and we're making it a feature now.
Well, it's because like we're releasing it how it was then, so you used to do and like
You got to deal with the features.
and they said I don't know if it was not necessarily was a bug or something. It was just the game was really hard and difficult. It's like maybe something like an item should have dropped for this boss, but it didn't drop, so you have to go and do it again. It's like what
Plus
the
Monster
hell?
Hunter.
No,
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like with Monster Hunter, like that is a feature in that game. You need like parts from hunting a monster. Have you played Monster Hunter at all?
I have over 100.
I've watched,
Yeah,
but
where it's like you have to kill the same monster like a billion times to get the right plate.
What are we talking about? We're gonna play. I was gonna play a game like that.
Yeah, you get like
Eh.
yeah.
No, it's fine. We'll do it later.
All right, I need a golden Raytheon plate or something, and
Yeah.
it's like never drops.
like a 10% chance.
Yeah, you have to cut off its tail, break its wings or whatever, and like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you have to kill it, or take that part off of the animal. And sometimes you accidentally kill them without taking it off.
Yeah, or the thing is, and you get more items if you trap them. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes.
So if you trap them, you get more.
Yeah.
So like you try and cut off their tail, break their wings or horns or whatever, and then trap them because you get more items that way.
Yeah, 'cause
But
you harvest more.
what's frustrating? Yeah, it's like, and even when like if you need a Rathalos tail, you cut off its tail in battle, and then you can like carve its tail. But even like when you cut off its tail, like the tail is only like a 20% chance of getting it. So like otherwise you get like a Rathalos scale or a Rathalos like talon or something.
I have 100 hours in that game.
How do you?
Yeah.
How do you just imagine that? Your guy comes up and he's like, I cut off the tail, yeah, and you come up and like, I need this tail. Dang it! I just hit a scale. Dang it! I guess I gotta do it this, and then it just disappears, and you're just like, well.
Like if it was realistic.
That game has a big update coming out here soon. That big like winter update.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I really want to get that actually. The Worlds. I was just waiting for it to get updated enough to where it wasn't buggy anymore.
Yeah, because it came out like 6 months later than on PC.
Yeah.
So it came out,
And
like,
everyone said the PC version. Like everyone said, do not buy the PC version
I don't
yet.
know.
Buy it which is fine because like it's just that eventually it's going to be cheaper and with less bugs because they're going to keep patching it. So that's what they were saying. Like all the reviews I saw were like, it's fun, but don't buy it yet. Wait like another year.
Well, you let me know and we'll get it on PC because I already have it on Xbox. But I love it because it's a grind to get. I think I had to put like maybe 30, 40 hours in it before I like beat the game. I was also doing it like it was nice because after you hit like you don't hit max level until you beat the last boss. And after you beat the last boss, it actually jumps you up like how many levels because like if you played extra stuff, if you're just playing your game a lot. So I don't remember what it was. I think 40 was the last level. And then when I got done, it's like, all right, you played enough. I was at 39. I was stuck at 39. So after you beat the boss, you jumped up to 40. It was like, all right, we think you played enough. You're up to level 60 or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But that was kind of nice.
Yeah, well, like levels in that game are so different because it's not. Your character does not improve in any way
It's
in
all
that
your
game.
skill.
Yeah, it's you get better at the game, so you become a better hunter, and then you get better equipment too. But like your stats never change. Okay. So like you start fighting harder monsters and going out of your way to fight certain monsters to build certain weapons, which makes you stronger.
Yeah, everyone's got like human stats. And so like the role of Pokemon, fire is better against grass.
Yeah.
Water against fire, stuff like that.
Yeah, they have that where it's like dragon weapons are good against dragon, like electricity weapons are good against water, stuff like that. So it's like you can get elemental benefits, but then there are some fights where like there's not. I'm pretty sure there are some monsters that there's no elemental weakness.
Shit out of you.
Yeah,
they're so awful.
So frustrating, but it's so fun.
I love the game a lot. Like I got good with I thought I was good with the master sword, the great sword. I have one on my desk. Those are that's really cool. The what insect staff? What's it called?
Glaive.
There, insect glaive.
Yeah.
The switch axe, which is really cool.
Yep. Switch axe is really cool.
And one more, I think.
I started the game with a sword and shield and loved it, and like all the weapon designs in that game are insanely cool.
Yeah.
But then like I started sword and shield. That was pretty fun. I went long sword for a while. That was pretty fun.
Also cool.
But then I actually switched to bow, and that was actually really fun. It was really challenging.
I want that's the hard one. I want to get into that one.
It's really fun, and like I don't know, it feels more like a hunt. Because like you have to like space yourself properly. It's like you like think way ahead.
Do you play the solo then? Because like it's really hard to do.
I really only ever played solo.
It's really hard to do the shooting weapons by yourself.
Yeah, but then I got into like bow guns too.
The bowguns.
Bowguns are a lot easier.
So
by
yeah,
yourself.
so like there's like this game's really crazy. I used to, me playing.
Yeah.
There's obviously like melee weapons, sword and shield. There's a switch axe, which is a giant sword that you hit a button and it changes to a giant axe, and you do a different attack with those buttons with the axe. There's one called the charge blade, which is like a sword and shield, but you put your shield onto the sword and it's a bigger sword.
Oh yeah, I think. Yeah.
Austin plays with that one a lot.
Yeah.
And
Insect glaive.
Insect glaive is just like a giant staff. You just spin around. After I figured out, you just spin around on top of them a lot. Just like
Yeah, it's like very like monk style, like with the bow staffs. And then there's dual blades and long swords.
Yeah.
It's just self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Long swords like the samurai.
But then they have I guess they have other ones too. Like they have the lance and then a gun lance.
Oh, that's right.
So you have like a giant shield and a giant lance you can use to like poke from a distance. And there's a gun lance, which is like a lance, but it has a gun on it.
Yeah.
And then
they're very creative.
Yeah, but they're cool looking. And then they have long range weapons, which would be the bow, which is just a bow. And then there's a bow gun and a heavy bow gun.
Which is a machine gun and a heavy machine gun.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
But you have like the heavy machine gun.
Semi-auto.
The heavy machine gun, you have to like it's like artillery. You have to place it down and you're stationary.
Yeah.
The light bow gun you can walk
run
at
around,
least.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the heavy bow gun's like super strong.
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
like a team of like I think you have a team of 4,
Yeah.
and they just like did all artillery and
Well, and like depending on things that you hunt, you can start crafting. Like you have to do if you're gonna use those, you have to do a lot of like side work because like you need to create like in the game you can have like fishing teams that'll go out and like go to different islands and get fishing materials and stuff, and like you can have a garden and like insect gardens and all that
game
stuff.
was super confusing when I first started.
Yeah.
No idea what was going on. Like, what
Yeah,
the hell
but I
is
feel
all
like it's
this?
pretty. I feel like it does a good job of walking you into it.
It was
though.
it was okay.
At least the one that I started on, because I started in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
No, I only did
But
one.
anyway, with the bow guns, you have to do all the side harvesting to create ammunition. Otherwise, you have to buy ammunition. But you can create like slicing bullets, so it's like you can cut tails off with it. Like you can create like paintball bullets so that you can like track the animal and stuff like that. So it's
so,
pretty
like,
cool.
The slicing bolts are the designated for cutting off parts, while like there's like blunt ones that would be for more
Breaking
knocking
horns.
knocking them out.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
I love the game. I have over 100 hours in that game on Xbox.
Because like all of the weapons are basically a role in the game. So like then there's like the hunting horn too.
Oh, the hunting
which is,
horn's
like,
so
the
funny.
hunting horn's like a support class. So like you play songs and it gives your characters buffs. So like
Okay.
speed, movement,
Attack
like
damage.
healing, attack damage, defense, and then the bows and the guns are essentially like debuff characters for like the enemy. So like you can like paralyze them or poison them and all. Like your job is basically to poison them, burn them, like anything you can, because like all of your bullets do that and you can do it from a distance. So you're like ideally on a team you could have like a hunting horn, a bowgun user, and then like a DPS, which would be like dual blade, long sword, or sword and shield, and then you'd have one of the other options as like your tank, which would be like charge blade, lance, great sword kind of thing.
That game was a ton of fun. It was
Yeah.
just super cool. I tried to always hunt with teammates, but I think that game scales with teammates.
If you use the community. If you use like the community hunts, it's different than the main story hunts.
Like you could do main story on some world.
Yeah, oh, can you?
Yeah,
I haven't played it, so I don't know.
You can search or like have someone like you can shoot up a flare and like I need help.
Oh, really?
If anybody's in your server, they can look at the need help section. Like, all right, I can go help that guy out.
Cool.
And so it's like it was super cool to have something like that.
Well, then you always have teammates. So further in the game, you get like your little Palico friend.
You get the Palico right away.
Yeah.
And he's really cool. It's just like he has
It's
the
a
same
cat.
Yeah.
I love the Palicos, and then like in the Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, they did it so you can go on a hunt as your Palico,
Oh,
which
cool.
is super cool. Yeah, that's fun.
I haven't played in a while. We're gonna look at Dauntless is like it's a free to play. It's just like Monster Hunter, almost, but more cartoonish.
Sure.
We don't talk about well. Any else thing to talk about? Over an hour.
No.
Yeah, nice to see you guys again.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
You guys
Nice to
sound
be
so
back.
excited.
Oh,
It is hot in here. I will say
it's
that.
hot.
really hot, and that
it's
makes you-
just
it makes you
getting
sleepy.
tired. I know. That's
Yeah.
why I was just like, I'm like
Brandon, don't pass out. Don't pass out. Don't do it. Don't
okay.
do it.
crash into the wall.
Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for joining me.
Yeah, and
I want to tell you something to say.
I'm waiting for you to say it.
Oh.
I'm waiting for you to say it because I said it
the
for you
Hodges
last
podcast
time.
where it has a little bit of everything and it's always good.
There it is.